Let's get back to pro football, guys. You can tackle all your NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers on FanDuel can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCS to join today. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. We talked about Jameis against the Broncos defense. Let's flip the script here and talk Bo Nix versus the Browns defense. Over his last 5 games, Bo Nix has 12 touchdowns and 1 interception. He's thrown for over 215 yards in each of those 5 contests. Gee, what does this Browns defense have to do to slow down a Broncos offense that on paper doesn't have a ton of names, but it's been pretty productive over the last month and change?
Make him be a rookie. Rookies is cool, man. I just saw Jaden Daniels play very well. People talk about, man, this guy's one of the best rookies to come out in a long time. He had a 3-game skid where he wasn't playing too well. Bo Nix got a decent coordinator, got a nice coordinator out there in Denver. And, Sean Payton's going to call some plays up, dial it up for him. Got a system ready. But, look, he's still a rookie. And here's how you beat people. You have Myles Garrett just be Myles Garrett. Let's not forget that. Let's come on. This is a quarterback who still has to get back, drop back, throw the football, and Myles Garrett is a dude that if he's on his game, it's going to be a problem for him. So I think this game, to be honest with you, I'm just put it out there right now. I got the Browns winning this football game. They traditionally haven't played well in Denver, but it's a rookie quarterback. You out there. I think that Myles Garrett is turning it up a little bit. I think they have confidence that they could get some points. I think the Browns win this football game.
The Broncos, as a team, the Broncos got to be one of the biggest surprises in the league.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we were killing Sean Payton last year, and he may win Coach of the Year this year.
No, that means nothing. You've made that clear.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's the way to reverse pickpocket.
No, you're right.
I like that.
You're right, because it goes. These awards are based on unexpected and storyline.
That was
not based on reality.
That was a sneaky rebuttal too.
The point is, the Broncos are, and you look at their skilled position players; they're not that great. They use 3 running backs. None of them are particularly good. Cortland Sutton's a nice receiver.
He's okay.
But he's not anything special. Look at it. I'm sure most people never heard of the rest of their pass catchers there. I mean, they're a bunch of nobodies.
Humphrey is Lil Jordan Humphrey, by the way.
What's that?
His name
is
Lil Jordan. Yeah.
True story. It's a real name.
The rest of most people are not starting any of their players outside of Nix and Sutton on a fantasy team right now. And Nix has played well, but the one thing that's interesting is, now a lot of this was early in the season, when he's faced a team with a good pass rush that gets to the quarterback a lot, he has struggled. It's not that uncommon, but he's been particularly bad against teams in the top 10 of pressure rate, which the Browns are a top 10 team in terms of pressure rate. Now, again, most of those bad numbers against teams in that situation were early in the season, and he's grown as a player, and he's playing very well right now. But there's been some inconsistency in terms of his completion percentage. But overall, I mean, he's having a magnificent rookie season and should be in contention for Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels is the favorite, but Nick should be in the conversation because he's played better and better. And, again, he's in a division which is a good division. I mean, the Chiefs have lost 1 game. We know the Chargers are better. Obviously, the Raiders stink, but he's played really well. How you stop him specifically, I don't know. I haven't watched him enough. But if you can pressure him as a rookie, he's more likely to make mistakes.
Sean Payton's done a really nice job this year. And
he has.
I've said for years, I don't believe he's a good coach. I believe he bailed as soon as Drew Brees retired. He's like, okay, I'm out. Yep. He's done a really nice job. And, Bull, I think he did a good job of summarizing that they don't have a lot of named players.
No.
And this is probably one of his better coaching jobs. And I know he won Super Bowls with the Saints, but he also had a Hall of Fame quarterback that he doesn't have now. I am not as high on the Browns tonight as G is. I think they're going to struggle in the Mile High City. They usually do. And because Nix is at home and because he's been playing well and because he's got the comfort and surroundings of home, and this is not a Browns secondary that is created a lot of turnovers. We know that. So I don't think this is the night that he's going to suddenly throw 3 picks. I do think the Browns can get to him and get some pressure on him, but I don't have this strong feeling that the Browns are going to have a very successful night tonight. I don't know how
I'm with you. I don't see them winning. I think there's a way they can win, but
for sure.
I think that for the most part, I feel pretty confident saying that they're going to bring home a loss. I don't know what his record is. Has he ever, Kevin Stefanski, won a game that he's coached west of the Mississippi? And I was trying to go through them in my head last night, and it's just like these
lost to the Raiders. They lost the Chargers in L.A. They lost the Rams in L.A. They lost
at Seattle,
Denver. When DTR got the concussion, Seattle they lost. San Francisco was here.
I just can't remember a trip to the West that has been successful.
I'm trying to
Maybe
think.
there's been one in his years, but in my
No,
mind,
I think you're right. I can't think of one.
I remember
There's not one
thinking,
coming to mind.
When I saw the game was, you got to go to Vegas, you got to go to Denver. It's like, well, those are historically for Kevin Stefanski, for the Browns in general. The Browns as a team, their record has not been great having to go west of the Mississippi. But for Stefanski, I cannot remember. There might have been a time. I can't remember a victory that he's brought home from the Mountain or Pacific time zone.
So you're not counting Houston?
No.
Well, no, Houston Tech.
It's west of the Mississippi, but it's not.
He won a game in Houston
Last year, Deshaun's first game back.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be the only
No,
one.
he won 2 games in Houston. He won when Flacco threw
Flacco
for like
last year,
370 or something stupid, and Amari Cooper had the record-breaking 260
Houston
yards.
is the central time zone.
Right.
Correct.
I don't know that he's won when he's gone 2 time zones west.
I'm looking through the
So
schedule
let's make
right
that
now.
the distinction.
He beat Dallas.
That's central too.
Central.
Okay.
Mountain would be basically the NFC and the AFC
He hasn't
West.
beaten an AFC West team on the road.
Okay, and I can't
I don't
remember if
think.
he's beaten an NFC West team on the road. I don't think he has.
Didn't they beat Minnesota?
But they're central time zone too.
They did beat Minnesota, but that
I'm
is
looking
Central.
through. I don't see it, Jay. I think you might be right.
So for that reason, I don't know what it is. I mean, you'd think that one of these wins, they've been favored in some of these games. You'd think that in one of these games they would have gone out there and played a good game. They've typically not. They've played poorly in the games that are in the West and the Pacific time zone.
And they've tried mixing it up and leaving earlier. And
Last
staying
year they
longer.
did that. They had 2. They had one in L.A. and
They
then one
stayed out there.
in Denver. They
stayed
stayed
in
out
LA
there for the week to
Yeah.
try to get acclimated to the time zone.
Yeah.
I will say that the Denver thing, I remember talking with Ryan Clark about this. You guys remember when he was diagnosed with sickle cell?
Yes.
And the doctor told him, Ryan, you cannot go back to Denver. You can't play there. And he was willing. This is how gladiators are. He said, I'll risk my life to go. He wanted to go. The team had to say, Ryan, you're not going. And I asked other players when we were covering that story, and Ryan was with us at ESPN, but I had asked a lot of other players. Schlereth was a guy that played first in Washington and then in Denver. What is that? Is it real? Oh, it's very real. And Schlereth was the perfect guy to talk to about it because he had played the first part of his career in Washington and then in Denver. It's something that you never really get used to unless you live there. And even then, it's different from playing a game at sea level. And so that's a real thing. If fatigue comes into play, I don't know, maybe that doesn't explain the losses to Seattle and San Francisco and Vegas because they're not a mile high. But there's something weird about going to Denver and playing in Denver. When you go out there 2 days before, you're no way is your body going to be acclimated to that thin air.
I remember, and this is obviously not playing an NFL game. We went to Breckenridge to go skiing for a weekend.
Yeah.
I felt like I had mono.
Yeah, same thing happened to me in Aspen, which is not mile high, but high.
I was knocked on my butt.
It's real.
For like half the trip.
Yeah.
It was bad. I mean, I can't imagine. Now, Breckenridge, I think, is higher than Denver. But I can't imagine trying to play an NFL game in that.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. So we're going to do our headlines coming up. I just don't think – now, the way they do it is you've got to turn Bo Nix back into a rookie. How do you do that? Pressure.
Yep.
Pressure. From the time he steps on the field, he has to feel Myles Garrett's presence. Myles is the key. If he plays as he did against Pittsburgh, we can beat anybody. But you're going to have to turn Bo Nix into a rookie. If he plays a clean game and doesn't throw a pick, then we have to play the perfect game to beat them. And I don't know that we can. So